Good day, strategy gamers, and welcome back to episode 79 of our Let's Play series, War in the East 2, Stalingrad to Berlin. This episode, we're going to be looking at the beginning of turn 41. A lot of exciting things, I think, ahead of us. We're going to begin, as usual, in the north, around Leningrad. However, it's going to be a little less exciting these days in this little pocket, considering most of the resistance we've cleared up. Really, all we have left there is what's surrounding Novgorod. So this is going to present an opportunity for these units to rest and recuperate. As we mentioned 2 episodes ago, I'm actually going to let many of these armies stay where they are for a turn or two. I think we'll let them stay this turn. They rested last turn. And then next turn, turn 42, I think we'll actually start transporting these units to the front. One little administration thing that we're going to look at, though, which we have not in a while, we should, is the supply priority. So when we go up here to look at the priority for supplies, and this is hotkey P, this will color code the supply priority of each HQ. Now, what the game has, when you look at an HQ, is this little supply priority, if you're not familiar with it. 4 being the highest supply priority, 3 second highest, etc., all the way down to 1. So these units here in the 1st Shock Army, they get priority equal to or better than any other army that we have currently on the map. Well, that's not terribly logical when we consider their current position, and really it's reflected when we look at their units. Look how strong these rifle corps, these rifle divisions are compared to, elsewhere on the front lines. It's probably been driven in the background because of the supply priority and that we haven't managed it terribly effectively. So we're actually going to take all of these units in the north and we're actually going to set their supply priority to low. Now I know we're letting them rest and recuperate a little bit, but still I want to set the priority to low. And we're going to we will do just a little bit more housekeeping where we actually try to get each of these units near their own HQ. Now we've got a few more in here. Here we see the 27th Army supply priority is at 3. We're going to change that to a 1. And then I think I want to actually take this HQ and the 27th Army down here. So we'll start moving some of their units up here. Not necessarily putting them on trains and such as of yet, but do want to just start getting each of the armies a little separated so we have less of a logistical nightmare next turn when we start to actually move these units out. 27th Army is what we're looking for. Was that all of them? Nope, it was not. So there we go. Take you over. We're just going to have to look in each of these stacks. And again, this is a little cumbersome, but well worth it for next turn when we actually start the logistics of trying to move these units towards the front line. Pretty much we're going to try to put each army in a little town or village that's on a rail line so that way they're ready to go. Here we have another 27th Army, so we can bring you up here. That might be getting close to all of them. It says we have 2 more. Here we go. They can come up here. And this rifle division. Wonderful. So that's the 27th Army taken care of. Let's look now next at the 10th Guards Rifle Division. So again, their supply priority we're going to put to low. And let's move this HQ over here, I think. And now we need to move all of the 10th Guards Army units. Again, this housekeeping can get a little tedious, but really is so necessary long term if you really want to be effective. As you've seen, though, throughout the videos, this is not something that you have to do every turn. You don't even have to do this every 2 turns. This can be infrequent, but you do need to stay on top of it periodically. Let's see, we got some more 10th Army over here. They can come up here. And whoa, this guy way back here. They can come forward. So that does it for the 10th Army. Now let's do the 11th Army next. Where's their HQ? It's right here. Supply priority is going to go to a 1. And then let's see where we want to put these guys. Let's put them over here, I think. This is the 11th Army that we're working on. Take both of them forward. Where else do we have 11th Army? Over here. You can come up. And down here. Excellent. And one more rifle division here. That should do it for the 11th Army. Ooh, next, 52nd Army. Where is your HQ? Your HQ's over here. Ooh, okay. So now we're starting to get a bit messy. So 52nd Army. Yeah. We've got 2 different armies surrounding Novgorod, is that right? It is. We have the 52nd and the 59th. So let's do a little bit of housekeeping here too. Let's put everyone around Novgorod into the 52nd. I think that makes sense. And then the 59th Army, we can toss some units from the 52nd into them. Doing a little bit of a flip-flop with them. And this way we keep just the 1 army surrounding Novgorod. Okay, so that's all taken care of. Now over here, we've got a lot of units that were part of the 52nd that now we need to put into the 59th probably. Although the 67th looks very available. So let's put some into the 67th as well. That's where a lot of legacy elements of 52nd will go. 67th, there we go. Probably won't be able to fit everyone in there, but we'll get a decent amount. All right, so let's see. This is the 8th Army. Over here we have the 4th and the 8th. '54th, 59th. Where is the 59th HQ? That is eluding me a little bit. You're here in this stack? Okay. So let's take the 59th Army south here. I think that'll work nicely. '59th Army. Let's see, where else do we have 59th Army? Back here. A little hard to find them. Let's look again. 59th Army. Oh, that's just pointing back to the Leningrad front, is the front that is part of. Okay. So I think we have everyone then with the 59th, and they have capacity for more. So let's look here at the 54th Army. We're going to bring them south here. And let's start stacking up the 54th Army. Perfect. This rifle division will come here. All right, I think that's probably everyone for the 54th Army. Nope. There's one more back here. So let's actually bring them here, and let's put them in the 59th. Perfect. But I think that takes care of the 54th now. Oh boy, we're getting there, folks. It's taken a while, but we're getting there. Now the 8th Army, I'm actually going to move over to this side of things. Eighth Army can come up here. Perfect. I don't want things getting too congested, which is why we're trying to spread everything around. It's really kind of purpose here, because we're also going to be thinking about rail capacity long term, and it's nice to get these guys on this double-sided or two-way rail line, if you will. Let's see if there's anybody else in the 8th that we missed. Nope, that looks like all of them. So here we have the 11th. What are we missing? Okay, 53rd Army, so we can do them next. They seem to be pretty well grouped already here. But we will take them down just a few hexes. I realize what haven't been doing the last couple HQs we've done is changing the priority for supply to low. Let's go back and do it before we forget. Good. And then this also is a nice little color coding, so we know which armies we have reallocated to different groupings. So 53rd Army, you can come here and here. So that's the 53rd Army taken care of. So you're part of the 55th and 67th. Where are your HQs? Are you back here? You are. Now you don't have much in the 55th. Let's take the 67th forward here. Take them up to this hex. Do supply low again. We'll get all of the 67th Army moved up. Working quite nicely here. Got two back here. You can come forward. All right. So I think that does it with the 67th Army, 56 and 55th and 42nd. Oh my goodness, we're going to consolidate some of these. So let's move 55th down here. And some of these we're just going to put into the 55th, if they're not already. Okay, so now these guys, we will change their army to the 55th. Supply priority to low. We're getting there. Almost done with the cleanup around Leningrad. And we can go and win some battles, you know? Perfect. That takes care of that. Who did we forget up here? Do you have capacity? You do. So we could get you reassigned as well. Wonderful. You're part of the 55th Army as well, so you can come down there. Well, that about does it with the little groupings of all of our different armies from the Leningrad pocket. Very nice. Very nice indeed. We're going to take off supply priority color indicator. We will put this one around Novgorod to low as well. And I think what we're actually going to do is we are going to assault Novgorod, and we're going to start trying to actually wear them down. I think we're in a position to start doing that. Because now their freight resupply or their air supply drops have gotten much less considerable. And I think we need to start pushing down on their ammo and such. So we'll do this a few times. Again, we're going to take some pretty consistent losses. But they're not going anywhere, so we're going to be just fine. So that takes care of everybody up by Leningrad. Let's start moving south now. Actually, I've forgotten about these units. Let's have you come up here. Alright, so technically we have now cleared everything out, and you can start making your way back to the First Shock Army. Alright, now over here, we've got these folks encircled. I think we're going to move them north here. And we will attack with all of these units. Yes, they surrendered. So that's taken care of. And then let's take, well, yeah, we actually can't. Let's attack here. It's 1-to-1. Their supplies are horrible. I would like to try to get a lucky result there. We did not. They held. I don't think we're going to be able to go again. Let's try one more time. There we go. Okay, well they held. Just really don't want them getting too dug in. So I was optimistic that even if we didn't take it, maybe we'd get their fortification level down to 0. Things didn't play out that way. It happens. We're okay with that though. Alright, let's move south now and jump over to the Königsberg front. This is where it's going to be a little exciting. It would appear that they have actually started to pull back even further from us. There were more units ahead of us here, and we have this great advantage now because we have the 31st Army coming in that will be able to fill in parts of the line here. So let's move this tank corps forward. Let's see if this mechanized unit can break through. Looks like it did. Take this tank corps up here. Oh no. No, no, no. That's the rail unit. Oh my goodness, what a mistake. That was bad. That was very bad. That's just lost us now some progress with clearing. The railroad will still be able to do a little bit though. Or actually, I don't think we can actually because we're not connected to, yeah, we need to be able to clear that one. So let's take you down here. There we go. What a waste that was. That was quite bad. Take that rifle division forward here. And now I think like this mechanized unit, let's see if they can come forward. We're going to go back one. We don't need to get too crazy here. Take these rifle divisions forward now, though, to fill in the line. So that's good news. So not terribly strong units, but they fill gaps, right? And that's important to have. Here, let's see if we take this rifle corps south, if we can actually punch through here. So that was successful. Good. And just want to try to put them a little bit on the back front in some of their stronger points. Let's attack the 35th Infantry Division. They retreated as well. Okay. Take you forward. So we do have the Totenkopfestes Panzergrenadier Division there. But I'm feeling pretty good about things still. And we have another rail repair unit here. I think I might actually want you coming over here and repairing this direction to get this double-sided rail line converted up here. I think that will be very helpful to have done. Take this HQ1 forward so everybody's kind of in supply there. Can we... You're already over capacity. We do a flip-flop here, though, with the 1st Tank Army, maybe? 1st Tank Army actually needs to go forward here. Same with the 2nd Tank Army. Okay. So there might be an opening here south along this river. The Vistula River. It's actually not a geography I'm terribly familiar with. But like we talked about 2 episodes ago, there's some fantastic terrain here with the hills, that we can maybe take advantage of if we continue breaking out. Really, we're just burdened, though, by not having enough units to make the front larger. So you might have to start looking at splitting some things up. Or, again, reallocating from, the north around Leningrad. So there's some options there. This airborne unit, let's actually try to push back here. So, okay, that's probably not going to work then. They had 3 different elements that came to the defense, so they definitely held. I want to start to try to push through a little here. They've got a lot of units in reserve, it's looking like, so this is going to be tough. Yeah, okay. Let's take them forward. And we'll take these guys forward. Let's try attacking there again. That time they retreated. They didn't have any reserve helping them. Back here, these rifle brigades are on refit. I don't know that you need to be. I mean, you're not in a great spot, but you're probably well enough that you can come up to the front line and just kind of plug that hole there. Back here, again, you're on refit. Didn't mean to do that. Got a little jumpy with the finger there. These units, let's move south with. Let's try to push through here. Oh, they had units committed. So they're going to hold. That happens. We'll keep you there, though. Well. I need to clear this hex. Now we can move back. Alright. It's a little weird how we have to do that, but it's going to help a lot. So now we're going to keep repairing this rail line that's going up here. Good news. That works out well for us. We're here. We can probably advance. And if they're just going to give me a hilly terrain to move into, I'm going to take advantage of it. Move you forward as well. Let's see if we can't break through here again before they get too dug in. And they had a depot there too. Right on the road and rail line, so that makes sense. Move the HQ 1 forward. You desperately need to go into refit status. You as well. Yes, let's take the HQ forward here. Move them there. And then we get to Minsk. And we can take a look kind of at what happened last turn. So we had pushed into these hexes coming from the side. And they counterattacked pretty strongly. So first they knocked back one of our mechanized corps here. They threw 46,000 men at us, 100 armor. We actually, from an armor and a gun perspective, we weren't looking too bad. We were just really depleted, frankly, I think is probably the situation. So we took 133 armor losses to their 11. And that just never feels good. They, yeah, so most of these were, support guns like Stug 3s, Martyr 2s, up against our... Oh, so we had a lot of Stuarts in there, as well as T-34s. So yeah, we lost 98 T-34s. But again, this comes down to a morale, fatigue, supply, overextended question. Because when you really look at it, the majority of our losses happened. I guess it's technically a little less than half, but a good portion of our losses happened when we were retreating. And that's unfortunate. Let's look at the ground combat and see what they had that was most successful against us. Yeah, Stug 3s really took the day. It's pretty good accuracy. And these are some decent ranges that the engagements were happening at too. I was expecting the numbers to be a little lower considering the number that were destroyed in retreats. But yeah, very interesting. Then they continued counterattacking up here with a very similar force. It looks like elements of the 12th and 4th Panzer, elements of the 23rd Panzer. Actually, the whole 23rd Panzer Division ultimately looks like they did end up participating against our rifle division that had a tank brigade. So they were always, look at that. They had 360 armor to our 44. They were going to steamroll us quite easily. And over here, similar situation, 246 armor to our 21, even though we had the fortifications. It's tough to deal with. So we lost those two hexes, clearly. Quite unfortunate. However, they then pulled back from a number of their positions. And I think they're giving us enough of a window here that we're actually going to be able to take advantage of it. So I want to take this rifle division forward here. And then this motorized unit I want to take up here onto this hill. And we'll leave you in that fortification. But now this rifle corps, I'm actually going to take up here. Oh, shoot, I moved the wrong unit. I think that'll be okay. We'll take the rifle corps there too. I could move you back, I suppose. Yeah, is there anywhere that I want you to kind of rush to? These units are so good at doing that. Well, let's have you rush here north of Minsk to then try to really increase the cost of these panzer units breaking through. So that's going to be our new objective here. To try to get these guys encircled. We'll bring up some infantry there to help with that. Can actually get you all the way around there, but I don't think we're going to. We will take this mechanized corps up here, though, I think. That's good. And can the rifle division get there too? Excellent. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. This tank corps, let's bring south of Minsk. I think I put them in a pretty precarious position, but we'll handle that. And then let's start closing in. Now we do, of course, open ourselves up to another possible counterattack here. I think the difference in this situation this time is they're now in a position where they're surrounded. And let's actually take this mechanized unit up here. So now our defensive value is just a little bit higher, and let's see if we can give these guys some support units. Absolutely nothing doing there. What about the second shock? Well, I can't give a motorized unit a support unit. I should know better. Let's take this rifle division up here. It stretches them. And unfortunately, it's clear terrain too, but it'll be okay. So now we're bordering right on Minsk from this side. Just a really tough spot that we're putting them into. I am going to attack here this element of the Panzer Grenadier Division with this rifle corps because, frankly, I don't want them getting dug in there. Yes, they held. Okay. I think they're going to hold again, too, if I keep going at it, so we'll just leave it. Let's take this unit up here, though. And let's attack this light unit, whatever it is. So they retreat at the Jaeger division. Good. That's good. All right. Now, this tank corps has been in reserve. Let's put them into ready status. We can actually have them come up here, I think. Let's do that. Throw even more armor at them that they have to break through. Okay, you're on refit. That's fine. We need to get this HQ a little bit closer to the front. That's good. We'll bring them on top of the HQ, I suppose. Okay, Minsk is looking pretty exciting. So this is the west side, and I think we've done a decent job now at surrounding really two full, or excuse me, the 12th Panzer Division, which is a full Panzer Division, 46th Infantry Division, an element of the 23rd Panzer Division, and the full 4th Panzer Division. So potentially 2 and a 3rd Panzer Divisions have now been isolated here north of Minsk. That's very good news for us. And as we saw from those battle reports, that surmounts to about 300 some odd armored fighting vehicles that we could have surrounded here and should be able to take them out pretty quickly. See, the big difference too that we're faced here is in other encirclements that we have. Take, for example, Novgorod, right, where that's been like that for quite some time. There's no large metropolis that these guys are sitting in. It's just some woods or light woods. It's a situation where they're not going to have a lot of supply, and they're not going to have the same defensive benefits that they would have otherwise. So I think we're really sitting pretty good here. I do wonder if we try to push this unit back here with this mechanized unit. Let's do that. No, okay. Well, we didn't really suffer terrible losses there, so that's all right. Now, when we look to the east of Minsk, let's see if we can cut through somewhere. Now, again, I think this is probably our greatest area of opportunity is coming through here. So let's take this rifle corps and use them to punch through. They had some elements committed to the defense, but it wasn't going to be enough. And let's have them try to take out this unit as well. They retreated. Good. And now let's take out this guy. They retreated. Now this tank unit can come up and let's attack again. Rout at them. Good. Good, good, good. Now this rifle division can cut across. What else do we have here that can come up? We'll bring up this rifle corps. And we'll bring up this rifle division. This is all quite excellent. That rifle brigade, I'm sure, is just fine. Yeah, 90%, you're good. Really, let's stretch it. We'll push the rifle brigade just one further. Do we have any other? Yes, okay. So here's a tank corps that can probably take advantage of our breakout. Let's have them come south here. So that now cuts this rail line from the enemy. And this rifle division we're going to take off refit, toss them into that hex. They'll be just fine, no worries. We have another tank corps here. Let's have them come south. So excellent, we took a depot as well. We took that airfield, cut out more of their rail line, and this is what a breakout looks like. We'll take this rifle corps south here. This is looking really good. Frankly, this is looking really good. Let's have you come south. And let's have you try to break through. Excellent. So they retreated from there. We're not going to be able to dislodge them, but that's all right. They have problems that they have to deal with, and we will be just fine. Even if they do counterattack, we will be just fine. I think we'll leave that HQ where it's at. I wonder, this motorized unit, can we get you up here to take advantage of the situation at all? Not really. Okay. What about you? No, we're not going to get much further. I think that worked really well. We'll take you to refit. Oh my goodness. They have 200 men. Yeah, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take them up here to this rifle corps, and we're gonna hit merge. And then whatever, they're 200 men and 3 guns are going to... Oh, really? They can't be merged? Does it have to be of the same... They're in the same army. Maybe it needs to be the same formation type. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, they'll just stay there then. Continuing on east of Minsk, we can probably punch through... Ooh, this tank corps actually. Sorry, I missed this. Let's have this tank corps... Which of these two? We're going to reinforce this. Oh, yes. Wonderful. We're going to take this tank corps off the line, too. Let's bring them up here. And then we will have to reallocate one of those rifle corps there. That's fine. It's just fine. Did I miss something here? Let's bring this rifle division down here. I don't want them actually punching through there. That could actually give us some trouble. Okay. That's all very good. Now, last turn we started to advance in some of these hexes as they pull back. And I think what we want to do is let's try to push this guy out. Okay, so 18th Panzer is committed. They'll probably hold. Yeah, barely. We got within 30 yards. They barely held. But they did. We'll have you come over here, and we'll have you try. That time they retreated. Okay, that's good. Now we're going to bring them forward. And let's see if they can't break through here. Nope, they held. 70 yards. Keep getting very close. Take you over there. Bring down that armor unit. This armor unit. Oh, okay. So they've actually got something decent there. Let's try to break through. Nah, they held. Okay. Well, we maybe overextended a little bit into that hex. I was thinking there might be a bit of a gap that we could take advantage of, but there was not, and that's why recon is very important. That's why recon is very important. Let's take you over here just for good measure. And then here I think we can break through some of these units. So they retreated. Good. Here we can push through, I'm sure. Rout at them. Even better. Even better than pushing through is routing them. Let's attack there, scouting them. Okay. I don't... Well, let's try to push through in that part. They held. Lost fortification level, though. Let's try again. Jaeger division helped them out, and a cavalry regiment. Yeah, they're gonna hold. Oh, well. Can we perhaps go here? Do you have armor available? Do not. Yeah, it's fortification level 3. I don't think we need to risk anything there. Now let us continue south here. Let's bring this rifle division down here, and let's try to break through in this hex. Nope, they held on. Let's take this rifle division down, and let's try to break through. They held. Noticing a pattern. Cavalry corps. Let's try to break through. They have no fortification this time. And we broke through. Took a while, but we got there. We'll now move up some of these units into that hex. I want you two to come down here. If you can, let's attack there. We could, and we did, and we were successful. Really like to push through into one of these hexes, but we just don't have enough movement points for it. Let's keep going south here, pushing back the 8th Panzer element that was there. Oh, I had this unready guy. I did not see that. You need to get off the front line. And put you into refit so we know. Oops. See, we already have a tank brigade attached, but it's a tank brigade with no tanks, so let's see if there's something else. I worry that this was the one we just had assigned. No, it was not. Okay. Well, let's try that. they held again. Shoot. Alright, it happens. This rifle corps looks pretty beat up. Yeah. What about back here? This rifle division. You can move to the front. Let's get you a little closer to your army, though. Let's bring you up there. Now this rifle corps should be able to break through there. Excellent. Got a depot out of it, too. It's really good news. Now that rifle division can come forward. Let's try to attack here again. Ah, they held. Ah, boy. You need to go into refit. You're okay. You can come forward here. Keep going just now south to Kursk. That looks juicy down there. Let's try to break through with the rifle corps. That should easily work. It did. Okay. Now, can the rifle division go across the river? They can. And we'll take that rifle division across too. Now here, are you needed in reserve? You have a decent amount of medium tanks. Your supplies are just low is probably the reason we put you there. Let's try to attack here. Rout at them. What wonderful news. And now that gives us the movement points to take up that rifle corps that was not ready. We'll take up this rifle division. There we go. So now we have broken through their line yet again this turn. We will take you up here. Good. Very good. Mechanized corps. Hey, that's handy. You're really not part of the right army. But let's take you... I really would like to kind of cut off these rail lines here. Let's take you forward there. So we got a depot as well. And we're going to put you in a more appropriate army. Oh boy. It's full, but the 60th Army. We are now very much behind their lines. Can we actually have you come up at all? No, we cannot. Alright, that's fine. Can you make it there? You can. So if I can get another infantry unit there, I can take this tank corps off the line to continue the advance. Let's do that. So let's have you come over here. We are creating a line of defense behind the enemy. Sounds nice. Let's just take a regular old rifle division here. Move you up around Kursk. And you should be part of the 13th Army, it looks like. There we go. Are you in a good army? You don't need to be in the 13th Army anymore. You can now be in the 40th Army. That gap, a little worried about it, but I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. But now look at all these armor units that we'll have to think about pulling back because we've cut off these two rail lines and probably much of their supply. Although I suppose they might be getting most of it here from this 2-lane track coming from, is that Kiev? Yeah. Yeah, actually that's fair. Much of it's probably coming from the south here. Regardless, we'll see what the AI kind of does with that decision making. Over here, we will press, because those are incredible odds for us. And we will press. Oh, element committed. Ooh, 2. Eesh. Yeah, they held. I should have paid a little more periphery attention to what was down there. It's okay. And let's take you three and attack here in the center. And they retreated. Excellent news. Now, can we have you come forward and you come forward? And let's attack again. And retreated. So now these units are actually already technically cut off. How delightful. This rifle corps does not look fit. It is not. This rifle division looks okay, but it can't get up there. Can this mechanized unit can? Of course it can. So we'll bring them there. See, this rifle division can't get there either. But we can come up and reinforce. You know, the rest of this pocket here south of Kursk, I think we will save for the next episode. So it's been a great one, everyone. Please, any questions, comments, general feedback you have, leave them in the comments section below. Really appreciate everyone's continued support of the channel. These fantastic Gary Grigsby games, they are such a joy, and hoping we can spread the word a little more about them. Should you have any questions, like I said, don't hesitate to reach out. And as always, strategy gamers, hoping you have yourselves an excellent day. Bye now.